I want you to think about the last time you could not sleep. You're lying there, it's been 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and the voice starts. You're going to feel terrible tomorrow. You've already ruined it. Why aren't you sleeping yet? Everyone else is asleep. What is wrong with you? And then you start doing the maths. Okay, if I fall asleep right now, I get 5 hours and 43 minutes. That's not great. I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. But what if I told you that the single most effective thing you could do in that moment is the exact opposite of what every instinct in your body is screaming? So today we're talking about why trying to fall asleep is the thing keeping you awake, the 8-hour rule that's been stressing you out for absolutely no reason, and the counterintuitive technique that actually works. Ready? Let's go. Hey, I'm Noemie, former queen of bad habits and corporate go-getter turned well-being coach and personal growth junkie. And in a world full of overwhelming wellness advice, we're here to cut through the noise. This is your space to master healthy habits, transform your mindset, own your well-being, and design a life you love on your terms. We're ditching the highlight reels and embracing the whole messy, imperfect journey towards becoming our absolute best selves. You're the author of your own story. So are you ready to write the next chapter? Let's go, and welcome to Unwritten Potential. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Unwritten Potential with me, Noemie. I am so happy that you're here. I'm recording this from Panama City. We're going to go and see the canal tomorrow. I'm very, very excited. But for the last couple of weeks, I've been teaching a human-centered design course to about 70 adult learners in Singapore, from Mexico, from Colombia, which means evenings, 8 p.m. to midnight, and also a lot of coffee from 6 p.m. onwards, just to keep my energy up for a room full of people that are 12 hours ahead of me. I teach this module a couple of times a year. And when I'm in Singapore, I obviously do it without a second thought, right? I'm super used to it. It's in the morning. It's easy. But now that I'm on the other side of the world, it means my whole schedule totally flips. A few weeks of late nights on top of my legal tech work, on top of my Unwritten work, and I feel like I've been reassembled slightly wrong. And the funny thing is, I used to live like this all the time. Go out, drink 2 bottles of wine until stupid o'clock, get to work on a few hours of sleep, and do it again. For years, I did this. I didn't even think about sleep because I didn't think sleep was something you could get good or bad at, right? It was just the gap between going out and going to work. These days, honestly, maybe I'm aging, but there are few things that make me feel more like I've got my shit together than being in bed by 10:30 after a nice warm shower, nice ginger tea, reading a page or two of a book before I turn off the lights, waking up fresh, full of energy, just really feeling like, yes, I am doing this right. It sounds boring. It is boring, but it's also one of the best things I've ever done for my health. So when 3 weeks of teaching across time zones blew that up, I noticed, my friend. So what happens when our sleep schedule is all over the place? Well, for me, the 1 a.m. brain shows up, the internal monologue. You're going to feel terrible tomorrow. You're undoing all of your progress, blah, blah, right? Coffee at 10 p.m. basically shuts down your melatonin. So you're tired, but you're also wired. And while we're here, let's kill a number that's been making all of this so much worse. And that's 8 hours every night. Or you're failing at the most basic human function. Cool, no pressure. Look, adults need roughly 7 to 8 hours, but the number varies widely from person to person. And here's a bit that actually matters. A 2023 study tracked tens of thousands of people using their wearables data. And they found out that how regular your sleep is matters way more than how long you sleep. So regularity was a stronger predictor of early death than total hours. Let that land for a second. You don't have to nail the number. You can improve regularity, improve your wind down, improve the conditions. Those gains count even if you're nowhere near 8 hours on the dot. And the other myth worth killing while we're at it, catching up. Bad week, so you'll sleep in at the weekend. It feels logical, right? I believed that for years, but the research keeps landing in the exact same place. Consistency beats compensation. Sleeping in on Sunday doesn't fix a bad week of sleep. It actually makes Monday night way harder because you've shifted your body clock. I know, annoying. What helped me more than obsessing over hours was accepting that the 3 weeks of teaching were going to disrupt things anyway and focusing on getting back to my routine once it was done. Not panicking about the lost sleep, not trying to catch up on the lost sleep, but just trying to return to the routine that works for me. Okay, now the technique that actually changed my relationship with sleepless nights. You already know the standard sleep hygiene list, right? Phones and blue lights, bad. The bedroom should be cool and dark. Avoid screens and alcohols after a certain time. Avoid the screens, blah, blah. I'm not going to rehash it. The technique that has changed my relationship to sleepless nights comes from a psychiatrist called Viktor Frankl. And it comes from Viktor Frankl's clinical work on insomnia. And it sounds ridiculous. Try to stay awake. I'm serious. The technique is try to stay awake. It's called paradoxical intention. The harder you try to fall asleep, the more performance anxiety you create. You're lying there monitoring yourself. Am I asleep yet? Am I sleepy yet? Is this working? Oh my God, it's been 20 minutes. Why isn't this working? And every check-in sends a little spike of alertness through your nervous system, which is obviously not helpful if what you're trying to do is very much not to be alert. So you flip it. You lie in bed with the lights off and you keep your eyes open. You give up any effort to fall asleep. You try to stay awake. And when your eyelids get heavy, you gently tell yourself, just stay awake for another couple of minutes. That's it. And it works because the thing keeping you awake isn't the noise or the light or the temperature, although all of these things definitely help. What keeps you awake is the desperate effort to sleep. The moment you stop trying, your nervous system calms down and sleep shows up on its own. It's been properly tested, it's been properly peer reviewed, and it works, especially for the performance anxiety part, which, let's be honest, is the whole problem. And I can tell you from personal experience during those few weeks of teaching at night, the nights I lay there trying to fall asleep, terrible. The nights I thought, screw it, I'll just stay awake, were the ones I actually ended up falling asleep faster every single time. So I do this all the time now when I'm struggling to fall asleep, or if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep, I just put on my sleep buds, an episode of my favorite podcast ever, Stuff You Should Know. If you don't know it, check it out. It's brilliant. I put the podcast at absolute minimum volume, set a sleep timer to the end of the episode, and boom, I'm usually asleep within a few minutes because I'm not trying to fall asleep. I'm trying to learn something. So here's your experiment for the week. Tonight, pick one rooted routine. If you listened to my episode on SMART goals, you know the format. You choose something you already do every evening and you attach one small sleep-friendly action to it. So for example, after I brush my teeth, I will put my phone in the other room. Or after I get into bed, I will do 5 slow breaths. Or after I turn off the light, I'll run through 3 things that went really well today. Same format every time. It's basically after I insert things you already do, I will insert tiny new thing. You're designing the behavior into your evening so it doesn't rely on some sort of motivation or discipline at 10 p.m. when you've got absolutely nothing left. If your routine got disrupted recently, This is how you rebuild, one anchor at a time. Let me know how it goes. And if it all falls apart and you still have a terrible night, remember, one bad night is one bad night. Get up on your normal time the next day. Try to resist the nap. Let your body reset. Quick plug. If you want the full program, I built a 7-day sleep reset workbook, 7 days of structured sleep tools, worksheets. It's $17, very much evidence-based, and it's linked in the show notes. So I am back now to my routine, my 10:30 bedtime, back to the warm shower and the ginger tea and the quiet smugness of waking up before my alarm. It came back faster than I expected. The design held, even when I couldn't follow it. And that's the thing about building a routine properly. It doesn't fall apart the very first time life gets in the way, just waits for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, my friends. If this resonated, share it with the person in your life who lies awake at 1, 2 a.m. doing sleep maths. You know the one. Tell them that a stranger on the internet says to try staying awake instead. They'll probably think you've lost it, but send them the episode anyway. And if you're not subscribed yet, head over to unwrittenpotential.com for the newsletter and the podcast. Take care of yourself, sending much love from Panama City, and I will see you next week. Bye.